Hi, Chris here from Over 40 Freakin Awesome, helping you get your ass in shape without necessarily having to turn your life upside down to do so. I want to talk today about just 8 things that I realised now, age 49, that I had completely wrong just 10 years ago when it came to thinking this is how you get in shape in your 40s. So if you're making any of these mistakes now, whatever age you are, I strongly urge you to take my advice on what to do instead, because it's going to stop you spinning your wheels the way I have for several years in the past. So let's jump in. First mistake that I made was thinking that more workouts would get me in shape faster. It turns out more sleep is what I need in my 40s to get me in shape faster. But there is this belief that if 3 workouts gets me in okay shape, then surely 4 workouts will get me in an even better shape, and maybe 5 workouts will get me there even faster. That's not true as we get older, because if we kind of batter ourselves too often in the gym, then we don't have enough recovery time. The muscles grow and develop while you're at rest, not while you're kind of pummeling them in the gym. Having said that, that's not to say that we don't need to work hard when we're in the gym and really push ourselves. We can still do that regardless of age. We just need to be more mindful that more sleep is going to help us reset our testosterone, reset our metabolism too, and that's going to help us control our weight and actually build some muscle as we get older. 3 great workouts is much better than 5 workouts where you just don't have any energy for it and you're knackered and you're just going through the motions. Get more sleep. That will fast forward your progress in your 40s much faster than adding in another workout. Second mistake I made though was thinking that there was probably a magical number of meals that I should eat each day to control my weight. I kind of fell down this rabbit hole of believing that I needed to keep the fires in my metabolism burning a bit by having 5 or 6 small meals every day, not overwhelming my body with 2 or 3 bigger meals. That turned out to be nonsense. It also made me kind of hyper-focused on meals. I was having to prep these wee meals and leave them in the fridge so that I could quickly grab a snack between lunch and dinner, and then a snack between dinner and going to bed. It was a real pain in the hole, as we say here. So slowly but surely, I've realised that really just 2 or 3 meals a day is fine. As long as you're getting enough protein in your diet, aiming for 100, 120 grams per day, that's sufficient for muscle maintenance and even a bit of muscle growth. More than that is great if you can, obviously. But if you're nailing your protein, then really the number of meals doesn't really matter. It's just whatever works for you. Now for me, that ends up being 3 meals a day. I don't eat anything till about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I have a snack, then I have my lunch, then I have my dinner, and then that's me. Other people prefer having maybe a healthy snack between lunch and dinner, or some people prefer having a breakfast as soon as they wake up in the morning. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're not overshooting your maintenance calories each day, then you won't gain weight. If you're managing to get into a calorie deficit, then you'll lose a bit of weight. But make sure every meal that you do have is focused on protein and vegetables and fruit, and then just sprinkling some carbohydrates on top, especially on active days. Then mistake number 3 I made was just ignoring mobility and flexibility as I get older. Now, let's face it, doing stretching and doing things to your rotator cuffs and your hip flexors is very dull. It is nowhere near as sexy as doing bench presses and lifting big heavy weights in the gym and doing big manly stuff. But certainly in my 40s, I realized my range of motion was affected on certain exercises if I wasn't mobile. For example, on a bench press, I couldn't get my elbows back in the bar to my chest because my shoulders were kind of frozen in place from sitting with my arms out in front of me at a desk all day. So I needed to build into my warm-ups some shoulder mobility exercises, some rotator cuff stuff, just to warm those up. Then I get more from the actual workouts. Same with squats and lunging exercises. You will get much more out of those if you've taken a bit of time to stretch out your glutes, open up your hip flexors a little bit, because otherwise what you'll find is you can't get remotely deep on a squat, so you're not really getting much out of it at all, and you're just wasting your time. So as dull as mobility work is, still sprinkle a little bit into your warm-ups before you work out, or even on non-workout days, do 5 or 10 minutes at home, especially for those shoulders, lower back, hip flexors, and your glutes, the parts of us that kind of get stuck in place given our kind of sedentary lifestyles, where we sit on the sofa, we sit at a desk, we sit in the car, we do an awful lot of sitting with our arms out in front of us, and we need to kind of reverse that a little bit to get more from workouts. 4th mistake I made was believing that a beer a night was okay for weight maintenance and weight control. From a health perspective, of course, a glass of wine or a beer every night is neither here nor there. It's not particularly high in calories, but if you're trying to lose a bit of weight, certainly having alcohol at night affects your sleep quality. Then there's a cascade of effects that happen from that crap sleep, because that messes up your hunger signals the next day, it messes up your metabolism, and it doesn't kind of have your testosterone optimized either. So if you're in the habit of having a beer or two or a glass of wine or two every night, thinking, well, half of Europe does this, it can't be that bad for my health. You're right, it's not bad necessarily for your health, but it is bad if you are trying to lose a bit of belly fat and stay in shape as you get older. It's almost better to corral all of your drinking, and I'm not advocating binge drinking here, but it's better to have 4 or 5 drinks one night a week at the weekend and just suffer one night of terrible sleep than you peppering in a couple of drinks every night. So again, limit alcohol the weekends if you can, so you're not shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to losing weight. Halfway through, 4 more mistakes to get through. I've made an awful lot of mistakes, haven't I? Number 5 was thinking that work was more important than working out, if that makes sense. And of course, work is important. That's what earns us money so we can do nice things, feed the family, keep our kids in expensive shoes. But what I found is that I perform better at work when I am working out, when I'm energized, when I have a bit of a spring in my step, when I have a bit of confidence, when I kind of just look and feel good in clothes, and I feel strong and in shape. Then I'm more energized for working with clients. I am more energized for running errands here, there, and everywhere and getting stuff done every day. I'm much more productive whenever I am working out. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'm just so busy at work, I don't have time to work out. You will be better at work if you are working out, believe me. Next mistake was, and this one cost me a lot of money, thinking that all supplements that claim to do great things would do great things for me. Now, I fell down a trap. I had a cupboard full of, I think it was about 10 different things I was taking at some point back in my early 40s. All sorts of things that I had read were good for X, Y, and Z. And of course, I wanted X, Y, and Z. Who doesn't want things like more testosterone, more energy, more focus, faster fat loss, and all that jazz? Antioxidants, there's another one that I ended up taking for no apparent reason. So what I found over the years is you need a bit of trial and error to figure out what works for you. Now, for me, I have found that zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D and creatine. Those are the only things I take. Sometimes I take fish oil as well. So there's 5 things I kind of take on and off. I do take magnesium every night because it helps with my sleep. I take zinc every day because it helps to optimize my testosterone levels, and also because I live in Northern Europe, I take vitamin D in the wintertime, especially because the sun peeps its head out for a couple of hours in the afternoon and then goes away again. So I would suggest you do the same thing. I know it is very attractive to take a supplement to fix issues with your health and body shape that your lifestyle has caused, but in the long run, and for your wallet, it is much better to fix those lifestyle habits that have caused your issues in the first place. Make sure that you're taking things for the right reasons. Make sure you're taking things because you know that they work for you, rather than being scared that if you don't take B vitamins for energy, that you're going to have no energy. Again, believe me, sleep and working out are the things that are going to give you more energy, more than some expensive B vitamin complex pill that you find online. So supplements is very much a quality over quantity thing. Take the stuff that you know works for you. Next mistake I made, and this goes back, I suppose, to performing better at work whenever I'm working out. I'm also a better husband and father when I am working out. Whenever I'm training and looking after myself, I have more energy. I'm in a better mood. I can be arsed doing stuff with the family at weekends rather than thinking, no, I do not want to go to a farmer's market, or no, I do not want to walk around with you while you're shopping for the perfect white shirt for work. Now, when I'm happier, I'm more energetic and in a better mood, thanks to looking after myself, I'm more up for kind of diving in to all the weird, wonderful things that you ended up having to do as a husband and a father. My wife notices as well, there's times on a holiday, because I'm not training for a couple of weeks, she'll say, can you not just go and do some press-ups or something because you're getting really grumpy? And that's very true. I miss the endorphin rush from looking after myself. It's not that I feel like I'm wasting away when I don't train, but I miss that kind of mood enhancement aspect of exercise. So similar to performing better at work, you perform better in all your other roles as a husband and a father and a brother and a son as well, whenever you're looking after yourself. And then the final mistake that I made back in my early 40s was believing that if I kept on tweaking things with diet and workouts, that I would find the perfect program for me. That still has not happened, and I'm 49, because I've realized there is no perfect program. Having enough energy to keep on working out, having the right mindset of, I know this is good for me to stay consistent. I don't expect to build 3 or 4 pounds of muscle in a month. I just know that this is the right thing to do for me. That is the perfect approach for me. My workout approach changes from month to month. The way I tweak my diet changes from week to week, but I'm still nailing the fundamentals. I'm still always working out for 3 or 4 workouts a week. I'm still with my diet, making sure I don't eat too many calories, I don't drink too much alcohol, and I get enough protein, fruit, and vegetables into me. The program or the specifics of that change from month to month, but I'm nailing those specifics. The important thing is realizing no matter how much you tweak, you will not find a perfect program that will fast forward your progress. Leaning into the fact that this is just the right thing to do to stay consistent, because you know it has the knock-on effects for enough energy, enough drive, and a better mood in all other aspects of your life, while helping you look and feel amazing in the process. As much as I've made all these mistakes, I hope you know I don't think that fella knows bugger all. I'm not listening to him anymore. I do know stuff. You can grab 4 short ebooks via the link in the bio that will help you get your habits, your hormones, your workouts, and your diet up and running and making some progress again. So check those out. By all means, drop me an email, chris@alphacoach.com. If you have any questions at all, or you feel stuck in your life with getting your ass in shape, I will help you with some free advice, and I will also explain to you what free and paid resources I have that will help you even more. But look after yourself, go work out, stop overthinking it. Take care.